Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So I've got 3 for tomorrow and I'm actually going to do them out of order because I'm worried that if you watch this video and you waited till I talked about some others, this one might shorten too much or shorten even more. I think this one is probably my best one of the day, and it's in the Victoria Cup, and it is Totally Charming. Totally Charming is currently 7-1. I think he's going to go off shorter. You can see that some places are going 11-2. I think he's going to go off 5-1 or shorter. So why do I think that? So his efforts this season, or his effort this season, I thought it was a very good effort. He finished 7th in the Irish Lincoln, which was won by Latam. He wasn't beaten far. He was only beaten 2.5 lengths. He went off 5-1 favourite that day for that race, probably just as competitive as this. The trainer booked Colin Keane, and if you look at his recent bookings for this horse, he's gone Colin Keane, Ryan Moore, William Buick, Frankie Dettori, William Buick. He knows he's got a horse that can win some handicaps. That's why he's getting some really good jockeys booked. Who has he got booked for tomorrow? He's got Billy Loughnane claiming 3, and I think that's the key here. He's got a jockey that can claim a bonus 3, which effectively means he's only actually running off 98, which is just £2 higher than when winning at Doncaster at the end of last season on heavy going, so the ground won't be an issue. He beat a horse called Bo Pedro that day. Bo Pedro finished 8th in the Lincoln at the beginning of the season, and then went and won a handicap at Newmarket and is now rated 103. So that form has worked out well. The third horse, Woven, has actually come out and won since. He won at Doncaster in May on his return. So as I said, the form has worked out already. Latam went and ran a really good race in the the race behind Jimi Hendrix on his next start. And if you watch the Irish Lincoln, Totally Charming actually came there, and I thought he was going to win it. Even just inside the final furlong, he's still in the lead, and he probably just got a bit tired. He hadn't had a run for 154 days. Yeah, I think that it just got away from him right at the finish, whereas he's now had this fitness run, and I think all of these horses in this handicap are roughly about their mark. They might have a few pounds to play with. I think Totally Charming will end up in group races by the end of the season. I think he's much better than this sort of level. I think he's a proper group horse, and we won't see him in very many handicaps after hopefully winning tomorrow. So as I said, he's currently a 7s, but I think he's going to shorten even more. I think he's going to go off 5-1 or even shorter tomorrow. The ground isn't an issue. His last 2 runs have been on heavy going and soft heavy in Ireland, and as I said, all the way to the 7 pole he was bang there. You know, he wasn't beaten that far even then when he did get beat in the Irish Lincoln, and yeah, I think there's so many positives about him, and it's a great jockey booking, taking an extra 3 off Billy Loughnane. Just needs to sit there, wait. Doesn't need to be at the back, just sit in 4th or 5th behind a couple, and then come through at the furlong pole, and I expect him to win. So that's the first one. Let's see if they've just updated the colours now. Yes, they have. Or yes, we have. We've got the colours now, which is great. Yeah, Totally Charming is my one here. I'm just going to pause the video whilst I turn off the ratings for the next 2 races. So the second race that I want to talk about is the long distance handicap hurdle, the 3-mile handicap at Haydock, to start the day at Haydock. And there's one I like here. I think the 3-mile really suit him, and it's Bold Endeavour. So I highlighted Bold Endeavour after he finished never near a 5th in the Coral Cup over 2 mile 5, when he actually travelled quite nicely with the cheek pieces on. He stayed over that trip again last time at Cheltenham and finished 2nd in a decent handicap. And I'm hoping there's a couple of angles here. I'm hoping that he just bumped into one. You know, he carried a lot of weight that day. And Harry Cobden actually rode the horse back in 3rd. He rode Lallygag, and I'm hoping that Harry's thought, well, if he was able to beat Lallygag, he must be really well handicapped still. With the step up and trip hopefully going to suit, I mean, Nick Henderson's tried him in a grade 1 over 3 mile and then a grade 2 chase over 3 miles. So he clearly thinks he's a graded horse over 3 mile, and yet he's only running a handicap here. I'm hoping that this is just finding another race before going back over fences next season. He's still unexposed, really. He's only had, what's he had now? He's only had 11 runs. This will actually be his first run over 3 mile in a handicap, and I'm hoping for a really big run from Bold Endeavour. He is currently 8-1. Only one bookmaker has priced up just yet. Let's refresh that page, see if any more. No, just the one. So he's 8-1 at the moment. I think we might get 10s about him. The final one I want to talk about is in the 315, the other big feature handicap, the Potemps Network Swinton Handicap Hurdle, and I'm going for a horse that I feel is very well handicapped, and I'm hoping the cheap pieces sort him out, and that is One More for the Road. So as you know, I quite liked him for the Scottish Champion Hurdle this year, but he didn't turn up. He was only beaten he was only beaten a length and 3/4 back in third by Anna Bonina and West Cork last year. Anna Bonina didn't run too badly this year, finishing third, so the form wasn't too bad. And if you look at One More for the Road's form, it's pretty good. 4th in an Imperial Cup, 4th in a handicap at Aintree. This season, it's not quite gone to plan. He's been disappointing, but as such, he's dropped in the handicap. He's dropped from a high of 137 down to 127. And if those cheap pieces work and get him to finish his race off better, yeah, I think he's very nicely handicapped. He's only 8. It's not like he's a 10-year-old that's clearly lost his way. Hopefully he's just been having issues and they've sorted them out. It was interesting that they didn't go for the Scottish Champion Hurdle despite finishing third. Maybe they were waiting for a bit better ground or wanted to give him a little bit more time, and hopefully this is the race for him. Yeah, there's some dangers for sure. Hurricane Alley, Biker, we don't know the level of Brentford Hope, but I'm hoping that they don't have as much in hand as One More for the Road, who is currently 14s. You can get 14s. He's as short as 9s in places, but you can get 14s, and I'm hoping that he's back to his best. If he is back to his best, I expect One More for the Road to go very close. So they are my 3. Just a quick video today. The first one was Totally Charming, who I think will go off nearer 5s. Loves the heavy going, should be fit now, and I wouldn't be... Billy Loughnane taking 3 off looks a great booking, and I'm really hopeful of a big run. Brentford Hope, who I think will appreciate the step up in trip to 3 miles. This is his first time in a handicap over 3 mile. He's tried 2 races, both have been graded. Hopefully Harry Cobden thought, well, if you can beat Lallygag, you must be well handicapped. And the final one, as I said, One More for the Road. If he's back to his best, he should go very close here. Hopefully they waited for this instead of the Scottish Champion Hurdle. They're giving him a bit more time. They've put cheap pieces on, which if they work, he should go very, very close. Thanks for listening. Hope you have a great day, and we'll be back next week for some races at York.